Good afternoon, Grizzly Nation, and welcome back to this week's Grizzly News. I'm Josh Beaton, your sole anchor for today, as DANIELLE Williams was unable to be here. To begin this week's episode, let me first say congratulations to our very own Atlanta Falcons for making it to the Super Bowl. Even though we Grizzlies come from different parts of the world, we can be proud of the fact that our city has made it to the big game. They will face a tough opponent in Tom Brady and the Patriots, and already most sports critics, like popular Colin Cowherd, are saying that the Falcons have no chance in winning. Well, I, for one, love the criticism because this way, when the Falcons win, they can shove it back in the faces of all the experts. So, let's all jump on the bandwagon to support Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, and the rest of the Falcons as they take on the Pats February 5th. Rise up. Moving into school news, you may have noticed an email in your inbox pertaining to two policy changes in the student handbook. The first policy change affects the Global Studies Certification Program, while the second affects a small portion of the Georgia Gwinnett College posting policy. As far as I can tell, the only change in the second policy comes to a specified list of how the 316 billboard will be used. I know, not super exciting, yet it reflects well on GDC, showing that they do indeed revisit the student handbook to update policies. Also in school news, if you are looking for an opportunity to serve, Albany, Georgia needs our help. The weather did not favor the city, and unfortunately many tornadoes ripped through South Georgia recently, leaving property damage and lives lost. So for those of you who are able to help and who want to help, there's a donations drive occurring through this month and the month of February. You can stop by the Office of Student Involvement with any items that you may have to donate, and the items needed include clothing, blankets, shoes, canned food, etc. Also, if you are interested in going to Albany and helping, contact Erin Lucier at elucier@gdc.edu to find out more. We will keep those in Albany in our thoughts and prayers. And now we head over to Matthew for this week's weather.
Good afternoon, GGC community. We shall be seeing some high 50s and be in the lower 40s, so the cold weather is creeping back us again. But in the meantime, we can enjoy all the weather we get, all the cold weather before spring hits, because spring is just around the corner. Back to you, Josh.
Thanks, Matthew. We return after a quick commercial break.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
To get in the way before it happens.
To get a friend home safe.
And to not blame the victim.
It's on us.
To look out for each other.
To not look the other way.
It's on us to stand up.
To step in.
To take responsibility.
It's on us, all of us,
to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
In the subject of national news, Donald Trump has been in office for a total of 11 days, and already the media and his administration are fighting over the truth. Big surprise. The fight began over the attendance numbers at his inauguration compared to how many attended Obama's in 2008. Trump and his administration are obviously saying that there were more in attendance this year compared to 2008. However, pictorial evidence suggests otherwise, as reported by the media. The first tweet comparing the two came from the National Park Services, which was immediately shut down by the Trump administration. Later, the Department of Environmental Protection Agency was told by the Trump administration to stop all communication, including their social media accounts. However, some employees of the EPA went rogue and created an unofficial account that began to tweet global warming facts. The craziest story coming from national politics this week, however, comes from Trump's senior advisor, Kelly Conway, saying that the Trump administration are simply giving alternative facts to the truth. The quote, alternative facts, was immediately scrutinized by the media, comparing the quote to something out of the classic book 1984, in which the government controls what is truth. I must admit that censorship of truth is indeed frightening, and we all must remain diligent so that lies and falsehoods do not become truth. Although I do not condone the actions of the Trump administration, I believe that this fight between the media and conservatives has been long in the making. In a recent poll asking Americans if they are confident in the media and the news they report, only 32% of Americans answered positively. That means nearly 3/4 of the nation do not have trust in what the media is reporting. Even more telling is only 14% of Republicans show confidence in what the media is reporting, which is why I suggest that this fight with the media makes sense. Denzel Washington said it best. If you don't read the newspaper, you're uninformed. If you do read it, you're misinformed. Why can we not just get a reporting of the news without bias? Why don't we have a channel dedicated to simply hearing the news at face value? If you're a liberal, you watch CNN and take in their propaganda. If you're a conservative, you watch Fox News and take in their propaganda. If only this nation was sensible and had a channel or a news source that was dedicated to only reporting the news and allowing the nation to decide how to react. I believe the nation is now fed up with almost every news source, which is why we have so many trolls on the internet, because they don't care and want to have fun with it.
College happens. You're just gonna watch one more episode. Okay, one more. Or another. It's okay. It's not due until 11:59 p.m. Challenge accepted. Chegg Study will help you get your assignments done faster, no matter what's distracting you. Over 90% of students who use Chegg Study finish their homework faster and get better grades.
Now we honor our Grizzly of the Week, DANIELLE KOLETSOS. She was nominated because of the following. She's a dedicated student and does a great job of balancing ROTC leadership with her course load. I don't think I've seen her in a bad mood or a frown. She's incredibly positive and outgoing and such a great classmate, end quote. She now joins me on the show. Thanks for being here, Danielle.
Thank you for having me, Josh.
You're very welcome. So tell me a little bit about your ROTC leadership and what that means to you, what that means for the school, kind of like your impact in the school.
Well, basically, right now in ROTC, I'm the company commander, but I've been in the program for 4 years, so I've held different leadership positions. Mm-hmm. So company commander is kind of the highest role that you can get in our program. So it's kind of a big deal, but I just look at it as being a part of the program. I don't see myself above anybody else. We're all kind of just a family, but when it comes to actually getting stuff done and making things happen, I guess, I work one-on-one with the cadre, but I couldn't do it without the help of, my other senior leadership. So
what is it exactly that you do in that leadership position?
Just making sure the training happens, making sure that it's planned. We meet every week to go over the training. We get it approved and then we make it happen. So I'm kind of the head cadet to make sure, if something doesn't happen, why it didn't happen, and I have an answer for it. So
that's really cool. I believe this is like the first time that we've ever had someone in ROTC on the show. So it's really neat that you're here. And tell me a little bit. So you try to remain positive. I guess you smile always. Why do you keep a positive outlook of life?
I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, honestly, I'm at school. I enjoy being at school. I really do like GGC, and I'm not just saying that. I'm fortunate to be here. A lot of people, if you're from the area, they're just like, oh, you're going to GGC, whatever. I'm going to UGA. Cool. Yeah. But I take pride in GGC. With the small, well, it's not really a small school anymore, but the faculty is really nice. Dr. Brzezinski is a great example of, someone that we should all follow. Mm-hmm. I really enjoy it here. I like the community that we're in. So I enjoy being here. So, and my parents paid a lot of money for my smile, so why not smile?
That's so true. Thanks for that. So you told me that you graduate in May. Mm-hmm. So what do you plan to do after this?
When I graduate in May, I'm going to be commissioning as an active duty officer in the United States Army. So I'm going to be a transportation officer. I have at least a 5-year commitment. So I'm going wherever the Army takes me.
Sweet. Well, best of luck. And here's your reward. To present you with, of course.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, Danielle. Perfect. Well, that's it for this week's. Join us next week. And as always, keep growling, Grizzlies.